Hi everyone, Ashley here. Welcome back to Dress to Jet. Today I have a thrift haul for you, which is a really good one. It was a really good trip. Before I do that, I just want to say sorry that last handful of my videos I've had some weird crackling noises. There's some interference in the part of my apartment that I record in. I'm not sure what's going on. I've checked the light that's near me, the mic I've done tests with and without the mic attached. So I'm working on that. So sorry that's pretty annoying. Yeah, that is annoying. So sorry that you're hearing those. I don't know if this video will have them, but so I'm working on that issue. So just to let you know, it hasn't escaped my attention. But onto the thrift haul, which is what you came to see. So on this trip, I bought 2 household items, and we'll get to those first, and then we'll get on to like accessories and clothing. So the first thing is purely nostalgic. I just couldn't resist it, and it's just really, it's by actually Disney-made Goofy glass, which you can see there. I grew up loving Goofy. I just have always loved Goofy, like, obviously as a child, and I still have a soft spot for him. So this is just a Walt Disney World glass that I just thought was like really like kind of a retro design for Disney. I don't know, doesn't have the year on it, so I'm not sure. But yeah, it was $1.55 at Goodwill. All this is from Goodwill, by the way, but yeah, $1.50 basically. So the next household item I got was this one half of Bookends. I couldn't find the other half. I definitely would have loved to find the other end of it, but it's obviously my aesthetic. Yeah, it's just this globe here. And I can obviously use something else. I don't have to have a matching bookend, but I can put something else on, or put it in a corner, you know, a corner of something, a corner of a shelf. I just loved it. I debated back and forth about whether I should get it because it was obviously only one side of the bookend, but I just loved it. And it looks very like old, and kind of a weathered globe. So I really liked that. And it was $3.99. So I hemmed and hawed over it, but I'm glad I took it home. So the only accessory that I got this trip was this brown crossbody bag, and it looks brand new. And it actually, I was like, wow, this is like a really vintage looking bag and it's in great shape. But I think it's actually from Forever 21. Yeah, it's a Forever 21 bag. I think it has a lot of cat hair on the inside, but other than that, the outside, it has like no marks at all. It was really good shape and it looks super vintage, even though it is a modern bag. So I'm actually gonna do a video on like modern items that can kind of be made to look vintage. With the right outfit, this looks like a vintage bag. So yeah, I was excited to find this, and it was $5.99. So this trip to Goodwill was definitely a trip of blazers. I will show you all the blazer amazingness that I got, but first I'll show you what wasn't blazers. So the sale tag was red, and I actually finally got things that were red. This was a red tag. So this is basically this purple R&K Originals shirt, and it looks very vintage. It probably is vintage, but either way, it definitely has the look. I love the collar, the color, and then it has a little tie in the back to cinch it in. Yeah, it has shoulder pads, which I'll probably remove, but I thought this is a great vintage looking piece, and it was $8.75, but it was 20% off of that. You do the math, I'm done with school. So the next top I got is this very soft striped, it's cream and like a burgundy or a deep red short sleeve. And it's by Loft. And again, this is another, this is a modern piece that definitely could be like vintage in the right. I mean, it's beautiful as a modern top, but it definitely can look vintage with the right other pieces. And this is just from the Loft. This is like, obviously somebody bought this from the mall. Yeah, and I like that it's kind of sweater material, but it's short sleeve. And it has a little tiny little turtleneck there. So I thought this was really cute. And this was $8.25. So you probably know that I'm a huge fan of vests. I can't get enough vests. And I saw this one and I had to have it. So it's basically this kind of like carpety or curtainy pattern, floral pattern, and it has these beautiful buttons. That's really what sold me, were these really cool buttons. It has all the buttons. which is something to always look for. If you're not one, I'm not one to replace buttons, so I just don't take them. I just don't take that item home if it's missing buttons, especially if the buttons are really cool, because you're not gonna find the same ones. So, but yeah, this is by David Brooks. Don't know who they are. It looks like an old tag, but I just loved this like curtain looking vest. I could hide, nobody would know I'm there. Let's eavesdrop, just blend into the curtains. So extra bonus for this one. And it was $7.15. So the last non-blazer item that I got is this A New Day, which is a Target brand. I've actually seen quite a few things at the thrift store for them. I've seen them in Target, obviously, too, and I've liked some of the stuff they've had. Not all of it's vintage looking, like this is not vintage looking, but I actually bought a hat from them at Target that was very vintage inspired, and I've seen other things that I like. So they do have some vintage pieces, or vintage looking inspired pieces, so keep an eye out for that at Target and also at your thrift store. But this is way, way big. This is an XXL, but it still worked because of just kind of the type of top it is. It's just this black netting, and it has all this floral embellishment and you know, threading, and yeah. So it's pretty big. It has the big sleeves, I think, so it was okay to be big in the chest area and the waist. Yeah. I just thought this was pretty cool. It's in great condition. It looks brand new. Considering it has netting, you know, it's kind of hard to find clothes like this at the thrift store that aren't snagged or have big holes in them, just because of the delicateness of the fabric. But yeah, I thought this was really cool. So yeah, this is probably the most modern thing that I got. Okay, it's blazer time. So I have 5 blazers here that are just all like so crazy and awesome. I think all of them but one have, well, no, all of them have like super crazy gold hardware. 3 of them are red. So I really feel like the same person donated all these. Like either a really, really cool lady died, or, you know, something. Because I feel like these are all belong to the same person. So yeah, they're pretty nuts. So the first one, this is probably the one that I was most hesitant to get because of the hardware. It's this Galleria brand blazer. It's kind of like a jackety, I guess. And it has this like crazy gold hardware and black velvet. I love everything about it. This was the only thing that I was hesitating about, was this hardware here. It does button. It has tons of buttons on the inside. I loved the velvet collar and the pockets, and that it's kind of short. I have to remove all of these shoulder pads, but yeah, this is the only one that I was kind of like, whoa, is that too much? But I thought I'd never find something like this again, so I thought I'd give it a try, and it was $8.75. On to red blazer number 2. Again, these had to be the same person. So this is by Moulin. It definitely has some Chinese or Japanese characters there, so obviously it's a brand from there. And it basically is pretty simple on top, but it has this amazing cut on the bottom and some really cool gold hardware on the bottom. So this looks really cool on. It's a really nice cut, and yeah, this one was really crazy. Red blazer number 3. Good thing I don't have any red blazers, because now I'm definitely set. So this one's a little bit of a modern cut to it. This is by Ralph Lauren, so you know, something you can buy at the mall. And yeah, it has a little bit more modern cut. Again, these they're definitely nautical gold buttons, and it has pockets here in the front. And again, this was just a really nice cut. It fit really well, and I just thought it was very daring, so I had to get it. So we're done with the red blazers, but we're still going strong with the gold buttons. So this, you know how much I love plaid, so I had to get this plaid Casper Blazer. I have Casper. I have a few blazers that are Casper. They're a great vintage brand that you can find at Goodwill pretty readily. And it has, I don't know if you can see here, but it has a dark velvet collar, and then it goes into the plaid, and it has lion gold buttons. There's lions on the buttons. And all of these too usually have good button detail on the sleeves too. And all the buttons are on all these. I checked them thoroughly. So yeah, I thought this was a really cool plaid blazer, and I loved the velvet details that a lot of these have, so had to have it. So this last one could be considered a top, but I just threw it in the blazer category, and it makes me feel like a really snazzy flight attendant. So it's this navy top by Gardy Corpse. Not corpse, but like C-O-R-P-S. So yeah, it's this kind of cropped navy top, and it has these crazy gold heart buttons. It has them on the bottom pockets, the top pockets, and obviously down the middle. So yeah, and of course it has them also down both sleeves. So a lot of great buttons this trip for sure. It was amazing. So yeah, this doesn't look like a vintage brand. It doesn't look vintage, but it has definitely seems like a vintage inspired cut, and just the cut of the top. So definitely liked that. And this was $8.75. Okay, so that's all I got on this Goodwill haul. Sorry if I forgot to read every price tag. I'm trying to get better at that. I get kind of just like, oh, look how cool this is. And I forget to tell you guys how much you paid for it, which, you know, it of course is what is one of the best parts about thrifting. You get it for cheaper than you buy in the store. So most of the blazers were $8.75, which I think is good for a blazer. My Goodwill is getting a little bit expensive. I've had put a few things back. I'm like, well, I could go get this new, really, for a similar price. So, but I think it was a good price for the blazers, and I just love them. They're so unique. I can't go into the store and buy these. So yeah, so I will try to get better at reading the tags, because I know that's of interest. So like I said, that's all I got. And if you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.